Hello there, welcome back to Beauty Beat and welcome to a chatting about new makeup releases video. I always tell myself that I'm going to do these like every 6 weeks, and then by the time I actually get around to doing the next one, it's been like 4 months. So we have quite a bit to catch up on. However, as I was going through my bookmarks on Instagram, I realized that there is definitely a trend with the items that I've been bookmarking recently, and that is they're in really pretty pieces of plastic. They're really expensive. They might work okay for me, who knows? But they're really expensive pieces of plastic that I would really be purchasing. So here are 10 items that jumped out at me as I was scrolling through Trendmood in the past few months. They are all relatively expensive. We have some Byredo, we have some Charlotte Tilbury, I believe. We've got some Gucci, some Hourglass. It's pricey makeup. It's not the type of makeup that I generally purchase. And I'm like 90% interested in it for the packaging. So we're going to do this as a ranking style video. Down at number 10, we have items that I know I want solely for the packaging and probably wouldn't even like the product inside very much. And then my shame grows less and less as we get to the end, where yes, the packaging is still beautiful, but I think I would actually like what it's inside quite a bit. In my position of shame, item number 10 is from Byredo. This is their flavored lip balm. First of all, flavored lip balm, it feels very lip smackers, and I think those are like $1.50. These are not $1.50. These are $50 a piece. And the bullets are striking. They have that curved shape that Byredo often does. They're very shiny. They're in a really pretty array of spring pastel colors. But I think I would actually be worse off buying this than I would be a Lip Smackers, because I don't even think I would like these flavors of lip gloss. We have the minty flavor of Moroccan tea. Probably not gonna like that. Zingy lime and bergamot. I don't know what bergamot tastes like, and I'm not gonna bet $50 on liking it. And a warm blend of chamomile and bergamot. No, none of that sounds good. Maybe that is just my inner picky eater. I'm not proud of this, but I'm that person who's reading the restaurant menu trying to find something that they wouldn't dislike rather than trying to narrow down the things that they would like. But that doesn't sound good at all to me. Nope, we're going to be skipping that. Next up, these are really pretty. These are from Charlotte Tilbury, and they are the Beautiful Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. I don't know if they're actually called the Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer or if Beautiful is part of the name. I don't really care enough to go check. Here's what they look like. I think that the outer packaging is quite pretty. It fits in with the rest of Charlotte Tilbury's line. I think that if it was just this piece of outer packaging, it probably wouldn't have made it into this video. However, that little like chocolate swirl that's embossed in the pan is really attractive to me, and I don't know why I like that so much, but it looks almost tasty. Would that make more sense if we were talking about like the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzers? Yeah, this has nothing to do with chocolate, but maybe I was just hungry when I was liking this. I mean, the bronzers look fine. It looks like Charlotte Tilbury has come out with a better range of bronzers than most brands do. It looks like there is a shade that is light enough that I wouldn't have to be too careful with it. It also looks like there are 2 quite deep options, but yeah, I don't know why that chocolate swirl is so intriguing to me, but it really, really is. Now, everything in this video, except for the Byredo lip balms, I think I would really enjoy if I had it. I would at least use it. and I think would probably like it. And this is no exception. This is the Gorgeous Flora eyeshadow palette. It's a pretty color scheme. I mean, I like pink, I like purple, I like blue. Give me some cool tone neutrals to build things out, and I'm good to go. However, is the eyeshadow really the main attraction here? No. Look at that packaging. Isn't that so pretty? Spoiler, we're going to see another item in this collection later on in the video, but the eyeshadow palette is gorgeous. I want to like put this up on my wall. It is really pretty. I like the sort of vintage elegance that Gucci goes for with a lot of their outer packaging. I think that the floral designs that they have been using both on their perfumes and on the outer packaging in this collection is really lovely. It's the kind of thing where I would actually like to put some similar designs up in my room or something, but do I want to buy a palette for $160 to get the same effect? No, I'll skip, thanks. And the next product we have is also from Gucci. What can I say? They do a really good job with their outer packaging. And this is just so delicate and pretty. These are their Blush de Beauté blushes, and they are so cute. They're a little peachy pink, sort of millennial peach is what I want to call this color. And they have gold accents and little gold stars on it. I love little stars. That's one of my favorite designs. We're going to see more of that later too. The blushes are fine. I mean, they look pretty. Looks like a pretty small blush range, a pretty standard set of colors that most brands have. Hopefully, for whatever price these are. I don't think I see a price on here. No, and they're too expensive. I don't need to look it up to know that these are too expensive for what they are. They should be really good quality, but it's that packaging. It's so pretty. If I ever had a makeup brand, I would just make really pretty packaging that would fit pretty standard, like ColourPop sized blushes and eyeshadows and lipstick refills from a variety of different brands. I think that would be really fun. It would be a great way to satisfy that itch that I think we all sometimes get when a brand comes out with some gorgeous packaging, but like the product inside really isn't what you want. We've all been there, right? Let's move on before we get too far off track to the next product, which is from Dior. I wouldn't say that the packaging on these Dior Forever transfer proof lipsticks is particularly attractive even, but it is striking. It's definitely what got my attention with this post. It's a very matte black, a pretty sleek silhouette with some somewhat organic curve to it almost. Has this silver Dior logo, at least the current Dior logo. I think they've changed it like 4 times in the last 10 years or something. They were being a little bit ridiculous for a while there, but for right now, it's the Dior logo. I do think it's interesting that they're now coming out with transfer-proof bullet lipsticks. I mean, my lips have been so dry and gross the last several months that transfer-proof matte lipstick is just not on my radar. But this is at least an interesting type of product. I would not be interested in trying them at the Dior price point, but when this trend eventually filters down to the drugstore, I think it'd be interesting to give something like this a go. I like the idea of a matte bullet lipstick. I'm not quite sure how it would work, but I'm interested. So I'm scared of big cats. I don't think I'm unusual in that, but I think they're really spooky. So I wouldn't necessarily want to have these Chantecaille quads, but I think they are really pretty. Especially I like the look of the Cougar Quartet, which is the cool toned neutral one. I think the shadow inside looks beautiful. It's a pretty basic little cool toned neutral quad, which very much up my alley. I am so excited to get back into cool tone neutrals when I can wear makeup again. I'm pretty sure that's what I want to start out with at first. And the Chantecaille packaging always just looks so pretty. It looks really elegant. I still sometimes think about their hummingbird collection, and I kind of want it on an almost cellular level, but I'm not going to do that because that's very, very silly. However, this palette's gorgeous. I think that if I had it, I would use it a lot. I'm just not willing to cough up $75 for any eyeshadow quad, first of all, but especially not one that has a scary cover on it. I understand that large cats are beautiful and important parts of the ecosystems in which they reside. However, that doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to be scared of them. That's just how we roll. Didn't plan this, but the next set of products we have to look at also has big cats on them, or at least one of the palettes does. These are the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked collection. There are 3 palettes this year. We have a tiger one, which tigers are scary. They just are. I have never heard of like a gecko getting out of their cage at the zoo and eating someone. I've heard that more than once with a tiger. There's a butterfly one and an elephant one. It looks like the elephant one would probably be most appropriate for my skin tone, but I think that I would enjoy any of these if I had them, but what drew me to them is definitely the packaging. I really like the butterfly one. That's really pretty. I love the gold with these orange and golden butterflies. They're really cute, but how much are these? Like $80 usually? I'm not seeing a price on here, but they're really pretty. They're just not $80 worth to me. I feel like I haven't said that much of substance in this video. We've more talked about like me being scared of cats and how I would like to decorate my house, but this next piece is actually here like 90% for the makeup. I actually don't particularly like the packaging on this one. This is the Natasha Denona My Dream palette. There's also a cheek palette, but I'm not as interested in that. I am much more into the eyeshadow. I don't like the paint splatter. It wouldn't bother me if it was like a lot of paint splatter, but it looks like there's sort of 2 main splats of paint, and I don't like that. I want to be able to clean that off. However, the eyeshadow inside is so pretty. I like this dusty, cool-toned mauve to purple with the grays. It's a gorgeous cool-tone neutral palette that's a little bit off the beaten path. It's not as much of a taupe palette. This has a lot more mauve to it, but it's still very cool-toned. I think this would be really approachable. I think this would be equally good for making somewhat more unusual looks, maybe to go out at night in, as well as to wear to the office. It's a really pretty set of colors. It's not too monochromatic. I don't feel like Natasha Denona is just duping herself over and over within this palette, but yet everything still feels very cohesive. It's a gorgeous color scheme. It's one that I think I would use quite a bit. I really like this. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, except for that stupid paint splatter. That really throws me off. I told you we were going to talk more about stars, and we have the NARS packaging for holiday 2022. Doesn't seem like we should be going into holiday 2022 yet, but what can I say? Everything since 2019 has been like a weird blur of time and space. Anyway, this is the, are they just calling it the holiday collection? It's all star based. I'm really not sold on the eyeshadow palette's color scheme. It's just not a type of color scheme that really appeals to me. These purples and reds are not my jam. However, this cheek palette though, this is gorgeous. It almost looks like a really bright, bold cheek palette that you've applied like a sepia filter to. I think this looks really, really pretty. Yes, is there a blush in here that I doubt I could make work for my skin tone? Is there a highlighter in here that I also doubt I could make work for my skin tone? However, it's really pretty. There's a beautiful star embossing, which means that I wouldn't lose the star embossing on at least one of the pans because there's no way that deep like cherry cola color would be super easy for me to work with. It's not something I would use all the time. And that's a terrible reason to purchase something. Just getting that out there. But it's tempting. It's definitely tempting. And I like the outer packaging of the lipsticks too. I do really like these star designs. I think it's very graphic but whimsical at the same time. It seems like a lot of fun, and I think NARS did a really nice job with the outer packaging at least. I'm interested to hear how people like the quality of these products. I feel like sometimes that can be a little hit and miss. And then the last item, we are revisiting Gucci yet again for the Gucci Flora lipstick. Look at this lipstick. It is stunning. We have that same packaging again, but this is a sheer slim format lipstick, and that is very much my jam. Honestly, I think that this kind of looks like NARS Orgasm, which, you know, may be a negative for some people, but I love the NARS Orgasm shade for my lips, also for my cheeks, but I have had it in a couple different forms for lipsticks and really enjoyed them. Thought they were both really, really flattering. I feel like I would love this if I had it. I want to say that this is like a $45 lipstick though. I can't make that happen, but I can definitely admire it from afar. This is really a nice mixture of a beautiful piece of packaging along with a really nice looking product. I've heard only good things about Gucci's lipstick formula. I've heard that some of their color choices are a little bit questionable, but the formula itself, I've heard nothing but glowing reviews. I'd love to hear if you've tried any of these or if there are products that have been whispering to you that they need to come home with you, even if they're way too expensive for that to happen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Really hope you enjoyed. Please consider liking and subscribing if you did, and I hope that I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.